Hey folks, welcome to Kaisers Kastle. Today, I was listening to episode 671 of the Dan Bongino show. And I found something out that was reflective on my life and probably many of yours. He had this thing, fight back, start dancing. And he used an analogy that I thought was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to put it in personal terms because I don't want to act like I'm ripping off his show, because I'm not. This is coming from me because I was like, that makes sense. See, I will listen to things that are not so political because everybody's got to get away from that. And I will get to the topic of this. It will blend in. You'll see how. Is hypothetical criticism. How to evade the censors, in other words. But, as he stated, and this is now from me, there was a time when my wife and I were first married. And we went to go check out a show, an old band I've even seen them in concert back in the 80s, the English Beat. It's a ska band. And people who know me know white boy can dance. I can dance. But the thing is, I was 30-something by this time. They had reunited for this tour. It was a small club, whatever. But it was a good time. And they played my favorite song. Not going to tell you what it is. People who know me know what my favorite song is from them. But I jumped up on stage and started dancing. It was funny as heck. Other people started dancing, you know. And other people came up on the stage, but the guys, when they were like hauling the kids off, the new kids, they just looked at me, because I'm in my mid-30s at the time, I believe, and they're just like, come on. And it walked me off. It was hilarious. And but the thing that points out is, it's not the first person who dances. It's the people that start dancing after them. And the point of that was, to fight back, you have to dance. And that's a deep, deep thought for those of you that really try to get introspective with yourself. You know, do you want to follow that dancer? Maybe they're a bad dancer. You know, from his thing, there was a bad dancer that first jumped up. From my perspective, the other people just did it, you know, whatever. But as I was walking through the crowd, you don't know how many 30-somethings and gray-haired, ponytailed people were giving me high fives. So that means there's people out there that do agree with you or will support you or believe in whatever you're doing, but they're too afraid to do it. And that's not how you live your life. So to dovetail on what the initial thing was, I was getting ready and I'd show prepped for it. Hypothetical criticism. You know, there's certain words you can't say now on certain venues like YouTube, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Because they'll just kill your content. You know, you don't have to say false flag. You don't have to say whatever you have to say blatantly in the description. Start using hypothetical criticism. Your hypothesis that has a criticism to it on a narrative. Change the terminologies. And you can still fight back. You can still get in there and dance. That's the whole point of this. If we don't take on all the tyranny that is still coming from the media and the globalists, if we don't take that on, and if we shrink, if we don't dance, that doesn't mean follow somebody that's an idiot, that their fruits are showing exactly what they're about. that means you take a decision, you stick with it. We learn everything in our life. And then at some point, when you get to a certain age, you understand that all that failure, all that struggle, what it was worth, and you really start living your life. Joy is only brought from pain. Struggle is what makes life complete and whole. These things I believe, these things I will stand on. So my point to this hypothetical criticism is you can criticize everything. You can criticize me. I welcome critique. I know some of my posts are slow. I know I probably should have a co-host. Try to find one. It's pretty hard. Try to find guests. That's even harder. Everybody's got scheduling conflicts because people have real work. I'm unique because, you know, I left my job because I'm going on another job. And I took that chance. And I'm going to do it again. I left federal law enforcement. And I still am taking that chance. I'm still dancing. That's the point. If you're going to fight back and you're finding out that what you're doing is not working, do you continue to beat your head against the wall for nothing? For absolutely nothing? You're seeing no gains? Well, yes, you should. Personally, but not if it's something you disagree with that you actually have to impugn on others. If personally you agree with a point of view, I don't care what it is, it's your own business. My point of view, I don't push on anybody, and nobody needs to push theirs on me. But what I will tell you is that you dance not for yourself. If you die in the struggle, don't get depressed. Because your son, your daughter, will be able to pick that ball up. My son has heard this numerous times. My job is to move the ball five yards down the field. Your job is to pick the ball up and run with it. That's the point of this. And if he gets it another 5, his children will run it another 5. That's why the saying, the line marches on, is meaningful. Because your line does not end with you unless you choose it to. And yes, I said choose. Because if you decide you're going to do something that will not create life, and I'm talking about acts with others that you can never produce life with, that's your decision that you've taken. If you decide to get a vasectomy, or a woman decides to get tubes tied, she'll be childless. And he'll be childless. That was a decision you took to end your line. So, in order to fight back, you have to be the one that dances. Maybe somebody else will dance. Maybe somebody will just give you a high five when you walk off. That's okay. Because you find out when you do dance, you're not alone. For the people that feel, conservatives and other people that feel like they're pushed out by the media and the globalists and all other manner, Hollywood, radio, whatever, you're pushed out because you become introverted. You have to get yourself to extrovert. Go out there and meet people. Take risks. Do things. So this is a positive message. I want all 52 of the people that listen to me on my YouTube to dance. That's it. Whatever you care about, fight for it. Make sure your line marches on. And when you fight for it, I mean you spread your message, you talk to people about whatever, you dance. And you continue to push hypothetical criticism. Just renamed from false flags, from all this other garbage that they've now banning people off YouTube and Facebook for. It's a hypothesis, and you're criticizing with it. So forget the narrative, the false narrative of fake news coming from YouTube. Forget the narrative that if Hollywood and the media doesn't approve with it, it's not right. That's what you have to forget. And you discover your hypothesis and then criticize whatever the media is pushing out. That's how you fight back. Like I said, I didn't want to go political, but I'm not being political, actually. I'm just saying, as a matter of course, be positive. Realize there is a cultural change. I'm seeing it. There is pushback. You're not alone. So, with that being said, I think I've ranted enough. Probably drove off half my listeners or subscribers, and that's all right. But I had to put out a positive message, and listening to that show kind of got me a little hyped. And of course, I'm happy that you tune in. I'm always happy when you listen. If you want, like and share. It does help. I can't share it everywhere, but if you do that, I'd appreciate it. And that's the only thing that old Kaisers Kastle will ask you. With that being said, it's time for me to go. Shuff out.